Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your daily dose of zombies news from the game and community here on COD Zombies HQ. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We have got a whole lot of interesting zombies news for you today, so let's rip right through it, kicking things right off with our first story. The battle for the D Machina round world record is raging, guys, with a whole bunch of players competing to get the highest round possible here in Cold War Zombies. One of those people, huge Zombies YouTuber NoahJ456, ripping through rounds using the speedrun strat on the top of Nocturne Toad with Ring of Fire and the ray gun, moving through rounds quickly. At least he was, until this happened. Unfortunately for Noah, shades of the Revelations boss fight, his game crashing on round 208, well below the world record. So unfortunately for Noah, Treyarch strikes again. It always sucks to see a high round game end that way, but not everybody was so unlucky. That's because a new world record has been achieved here in Cold War Zombies, streamed live all the way through by YouTuber Shinya The Ninja. That round, 301. So Shinya worked his way through rounds 1 through 255, which if you've watched one of my previous videos, you'll know that after round 255, the round counter actually resets to round 0. Then it continues working up through rounds 1 through 255 once again. The zombies remain at their health and number cap, so that doesn't change. So if you're confused, that's why it says only round 45 in the top right of his screen. But on the live stream, he has 256 plus 45 because of the 255 rounds plus round 0, then you start working your way through from round 1 again. So a huge congrats to Shinya the Ninja. I'm excited to see how high people can go here in Cold War Zombies with the ever-present danger of high round zombies of crashing out at the last second. Now moving on to our second story of the day, some people are noticing some very interesting, seemingly new weapons appearing in their zombies games. There's two weapons that we've seen so far that have been spotted in Cold War Zombies that don't appear to be in the game right now. We'll talk about the reasons they're appearing in a second. But before we do, I think you guys will be interested to know exactly what they are. The first is a fan favorite, a Treyarch staple from past Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies games. Ladies and gentlemen, the MP40 has been spotted here in Cold War Zombies, and exactly how that's been spotted is really interesting. So basically, players have been noticing that when switching between two different assault rifles, very quickly, for a moment between when the name switches between the two, the name of the MP40 will show up in the bottom right of your screen where the actual name of the weapon should be displayed. Obviously, the MP40 is currently not in Cold War Zombies, but if history is anything to go by, the tagline for this game, Know Your History, the MP40 was added as a DLC weapon, appearing in Zombies in Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and Black Ops 4. But like I said earlier, that's not the only new weapon anomaly that's been found here in Cold War Zombies, where this Reddit user was in the knocked bunker on a pretty low round when an interesting silhouette of a weapon currently not in this game appeared above the QBZ on the ground for a split second before reverting back to the QBZ title card. For those of you that have played a bunch of Black Ops 4 Zombies, you'll recognize this weapon as one of the best assault rifles in that game, the Vapor. So sightings of both the MP40 and the Vapor here in Cold War Zombies raises some interesting questions that I think has only one of two answers. Either Treyarch is in fact planning to add these weapons into Cold War very soon, and that's why there's already assets and metadata of them in the game showing up to people for some reason, or of course there is the second option that these are just simply reused assets from Black Ops 4 that for whatever reason, they didn't take out of the Cold War game file, and that's why they're showing up for people. Now, if I was a betting man, I'd say that it's far more likely for the MP40 to show up here in Cold War than it is for the Vapor, but I definitely think both of them could be an interesting addition to the game, especially, guys, with how weak the assault rifles and submachine gun class currently are in Zombies. They desperately need a buff, and maybe the MP40 is the harbinger of that buff. Now moving on to our next story of the day, a big update for the last great remaining unsolved Easter egg here in Die Maschine that we kind of know about so far. That is the distant monster Easter egg combined with the giant hand Easter egg. If you don't know what either of those things are, watch yesterday's video, it'll be explained to you. But today, thanks to Twitter user HaloBros77, we get to see an up close and personal view of the distant monster, not in the dark ether where you can hardly see anything, but in pure daylight here in Die Maschine. He managed to find this giant monster just standing out somewhere outside the boundaries of the map itself, and because of that is able to get a really good look at it because it's just standing there. I know a lot of people have commented in yesterday's videos noting the similarity to the Panzer Mortar, the boss zombie on the first map of COD WW2 Zombies, released back in 2017. Well, that game was worked on by Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer is working on Call of Duty Cold War. Could there be a connection there? Now, on a similar vein, a Reddit user may have found what could possibly be the next step to the giant hand Easter egg here on Die Maschine, where he noticed that as you're returning from the dark ether and you stand at the door from where the giant hand comes from, for a split second as you load back into the regular map, a bright green light begins to be emitted from that room, at which time he shoots the button which activates the Easter egg, making this giant hand, which we now know belongs to that distant monster, start grabbing for something. But for what exactly is still unknown at this time, so we're relying on all the Easter egg hunters in the community to continue working on this to try to figure out exactly how to solve this egg. But moving on to the next story of the day, in yesterday's video we covered a clip from Awesome Zombies Twitch streamer Smart Guy that showed with one shot you can get over 1 million damage here in Cold War Zombies. Well, now that damage record has been broken by a lot, with the extra ingredient needed to increase the damage even more being the ammo mod Dead Wire, resulting in one shot doing over 1.5 million damage to the boss zombie here in Die Maschine. That's an absolutely insane number. Obviously, as you see from the clips, it just one-shots these boss zombies even though it's on a really high round. As of right now, with the weapons we currently have in this game, I don't think you can get higher damage with one shot than 1.5 million, but who knows, this is the zombies community after all, and somebody might just find a method that nobody has thought of yet. And of course, we still have the inevitable DLC weapons which will be added into the game that we can look forward to possibly increasing this number even more. But ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the news today. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you did end up enjoying the video, hey, consider leaving a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Obviously, a big hello to all the new and returning viewers. There are a lot of you, but I want to thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you with another Zombies news video tomorrow. Peace.